Hey guys, welcome back to Shop Dog Fabrication. So today what I'm going to do is share with you something you can do. I will leave it up to you if you want to do this. My fuse box was melted when I originally got this car. Now this is obviously not a restoration by any means. This is a fun driver, something I do, go to the track once in a while with and run. Obviously I like to do the drag and drive events with the car and have a good time with it, right? So this is not a restoration and, I'm not too concerned about it. So as you kind of saw in the thumbnail, I showed a couple pictures of a wiring harness that I actually got with the car. And I shared with you examples of, how this wiring fuse box here was melted. And basically mine was actually way worse than this when I took it out. And I'll show you here in a few minutes what I did to repair my fuse box and keep the factory harness in for the most part. Now, what a lot of times happens is, these cars from the 70s and stuff, they really didn't set these cars up right for the amperage that was being pulled in, over time. High resistance, things like that happen, and you melt fuse boxes. And then you also see stuff like this. If you guys notice this little spade deal that somebody sold and manufactured, and they stuck it over the end of the fuse, and what they would do is they would add a spade terminal to it and, basically run another circuit off of it. So guess what that would do, right? That would put more load on the circuit and cause wiring harness damage. Could melt it, as you kind of saw on the one there. And unfortunately, I don't have my original fuse box from the car anymore. That was a couple years ago when I did this repair. And, it's been in the car, I think now about 3, maybe 4 years that I've had the car running. And it's what I had to do to basically make my work without having to go spend, $400 or $500 for a new wiring harness. So what I basically did is I picked up a couple of small fuse boxes with spade fuses, and I will throw a couple pictures in right here of what I'm talking about, what I did. And you can see, under the dash, or actually what I'll do is I'll take it out of the dash, take those pictures, and that's what I did. And I pulled the wiring harnesses out, wired the whole thing up, and then, carefully put it all back in. So I will kind of pull it down, show you, I'll take a picture of how it looks up in there, bolted up, how I kind of protected, the main feed wires in. Like I said, you can see the spade terminals, and then how I have it bolted. And like I said, I'll kind of drop it out so you can see how I got it all set up. The other thing too that helps is, I've switched over to LED bulbs to take circuit load off. I've got running an MSD just set up in the car, aftermarket ignition. So that is on its own circuits. I've got the battery in the trunk, the alternator wired front to back, and the amp meter running, through an aftermarket gauge. The only thing I use my dash for is the speedometer, and that's it. I run a separate tack. I've got it wired up separately. In fact, I've got a fuse box on the passenger side of the car, where the HVAC box used to be, and I run a couple things off of that to alleviate the load off the factory wiring harnesses. So anyway, that's just what I've done. Like I said, I will leave it up to you, but this is an alternative to going out and buying an all-new wiring harness, spending $400 or $500 to do something, or get a couple $100 universal one, and then trying to make it work with your wiring harness. So this is just an idea or an alternate idea. Like I said, I've had good luck with it. I've had success. I've been running the car now for, I think I've got 6,000 miles on the car over the last several years. And I haven't had any issues. I haven't blown a single fuse, as well. So like I said, it's done me well. I'm pretty happy with it, for what I do with the car and the fun that I have with it. So anyway, let me quit talking and go in the car. Since I've got it apart, would be a good time to show it, and then I will let you guys decide, what you want to do. Don't bash me, man. Like I said, I was in a pinch 3-4 years ago when I was doing this. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I might come up with a little different circuit box to do it, to put under there. But at the time, that's what I could get my hands on. and it's worked well. Like I said, I've had not a single lick of trouble with it. So anyway, let me jump onto the car. All right, guys, so as you can see, I kind of dropped her down now. So you can see here's my, 6 fuse holders. There's actually 2 pieces of aluminum. I've got this one piece here that I bolted everything to. And then here's another piece of aluminum, and I bent it, there as well and fastened it on to the other piece of aluminum so I could bolt it under the dash. You can see again, there's my 2 main power feeds in, and I put these rubber, boots over them, I guess, best thing I can call them, to protect them so nothing shorts out. And then you can see I use spade connectors, and then use heat shrink over my spade connectors to protect the wiring harnesses. So again, I looked at the wiring diagram, and tied these circuits to this one, for the power feed and then the related circuits. And then here's the main power feed for this one and the related circuits. And, I don't have any problems. Like I said, I switched over to LED bulbs and a lot of other things, and this has worked well for me. It's easy to get to. It's easy to service if I need to. One fastener and I can drop it down and get it out of the way if I need to get up and underneath the dash. And it works pretty good. So again, this is just an alternative for something for you to think about. If your wiring harness, fuse box looked like mine and it was basically all melted and nasty. So it's something you can do to repair yours, inexpensively and affordably to keep your vintage car going, without until maybe you can afford or find a good wiring harness if you're doing a restoration, or afford to buy, one of the aftermarket ones for like $400 or $500, to complete your vehicle. This is something you can do short term. So anyway, just wanted to share that. Okay, so I hope this little, I don't know if you want to call it a tech tip or an idea, to affordably repair your fuse box in a pinch. Like I said, until you can either find a replacement harness that somebody's maybe parting a car out that has the same options and content you have, or until you can save up and buy a replacement harness if you're doing more of a restoration to your vehicle, or if you're like me, you're just having fun with the car and you're concerned about the fuse box and the condition of it because it is melted and pretty badly damaged, and I would hate to see something short out. So I'm just giving you an idea. You don't have to obviously take it. Don't torch me too bad in the comments, guys. I am just trying to give you an alternative, something to think about. Like I said, it's worked well for me, but the key is to take your time. I pulled my harness out of the car and basically dropped most of the dash harness down and out of the way too, so I could take my time, match everything up. I looked at a wiring diagram, figured out what was power, what was ground, how to wire this thing up, make sure everything was good and safe. And then, like I said, I've run it up there and haven't had any issues. It's really worked out well for me. So I just wanted to share with you something that you could consider doing on your own. In the future, I may go to a better fuse box. They've got some really nice ones out there with relays and stuff in them, and maybe I'll do something like that as well. I use something very similar on the passenger side of the vehicle. So I'm thinking about, when I decide to put the heat box in this car, and I'm going to rewire things, that I may go with that relay style setup instead, and get a nice box and take my time and really fix some of the wiring up so that it is really safe and secure, that kind of thing. So that may be a wintertime project. I may do it this year, maybe the following year, but I definitely want to put heat back in the car. I want to put a factory radio back in the car, a factory speaker, kind of bring it back to original, even though it's got a full roll cage. It's got pretty much a full interior. So it's meant to be a fun street car, right? I want to make it a little faster too. I'm thinking about doing a stroker motor. Anyway, I'm getting a little off topic, but anyway, I hope this helps you guys. If you're in a pinch, it just gives you an alternate idea. Anyway, take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please share. Please comment. We're getting close to that 1,000 subscribers, man. I really appreciate all of you very, very much. So thanks for taking the time to watch this old man, and you guys have a great afternoon. Have fun in your shop. Take care.